Hi, this is Rebecca, and welcome to my calculator app presentation. My app is called Count on Me, and it's a calculator that computes percentages discounts. And so we are going to jump right into the prototype to see how it works. This discount calculator is targeted to college students pretty much, and it allows people to save, to see how money they have saved, and also um, it allows you to create receipts out of the data that you have in there. So the first thing that displays is the local sales tax rate. It is asking me if I want to share my location, so the auto tax detection feature can work in this app. And so I'm going to share location, and this is pretty conventional on every iOS device. And so I'm going to allow the location again. So we're going to let's get started to it. Now we're going to input some data on the percentage of function. It has 6 different functions that this calculator can compute that are related to percentage discounts. And so for the sake of this presentation, I just created the percentage of screen and the commissions screen. So I'm going to, by the way, this is the default screen that it would display every time. So I'll input the data here. And this, this is how it would look at the end. And some changes that I made out of this screen was that users needed to identify the amount that they needed to pay quickly, and that's why it is changed to green. And I also took out the add list icon out of the drawer because it used to be in the middle, so now it is in the screen beside to the rest of the data, so the user can have more accessibility to it. And so we're going to see the drop down menu, how it works, and this is it. We're going to tap on commissions to see that the screen changes and adapts according to the function that you are selecting. So if you were to select double discount, it will modify to that. But again, since I just created commissions and percentage off, I'm going to go back to percentage off, and I want to keep this data into my lists because I want to create a receipt later. So let's gonna tap here, and it's asking me if I want to add this item or this data to the percentage off list, specifically to that one. So I hit accept, and when I go to lists, it's going to display submenus of every single function that the calculator has. So for the items that were for double discount, those will be saved up there. And so in this case, I have percentage off, and it says that it placed 2 items there. I'm going to tap, and then it displays the 2 items that I have already with the grand total again. And it's in green, so I can read it pretty easily. So I feel that the 24 per 36 wall frame is a long name for that item, so I'm going to edit it by swiping to the left, and I'm going to hit the edit button, and then it will display the edit pop-up thingy here. And so I change it to big wall frame to make it more understandable. And so notice that the tax rate doesn't have a gray box because that I can't modify. The app generates that by itself. The outer generator sales tax, and so I can't, but the rest I can. So update. And then, since the purpose of having this on the list is to make receipt, I can hit the button of making receipts, and it's asking me if I want to do this. And it will be saved under files, it says. So I hit yes, and the files icon will display a notification saying that a new receipt has been saved there. Now we're going to jump into coupons just to share another screen of this app. And in my coupon section, we have some coupons already added, and I want to add a new one. And so same thing, we have the gray box to input data there, and we have the option to take a photo of the coupon or scan if it has a QR code or a barcode that will work good with it. So the expiration date, again, it generates by itself, so that's why there's not a gray box up there. And there's a toggle that reminds me, or a toggle that says if I want a reminder of that expiration date, and so it is on, which means yes, and I will save it. So this app went a long way to what it is right now, and so I can display some of the changes or the modifications that it went through based on my usability testings, which I conducted 5 of them. And yeah, I started initially with sketches, and then I moved on to wireframes until I came to a more elaborated wireframe when I was able to learn from the usability testings that the font wasn't readable, or the design consistency wasn't, it needed to be changed. So we see here that it used to be gray, but now as we look at the prototype, it's all consistent and looks like it belongs to the same design. Also, the colors were too bright, and for some parts it was so hard to read, so I was able to modify that as well and make them a little darker. The logo, as I explained, which was something important for people to identify what the calculator was about. And so that is my presentation. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.